Because asparagus can get overcome by weeds, okay? And so I chopped the whole thing down because it was this tall with weeds, you know, chopped it all down. And then I noticed asparagus coming through. I said, okay, that's pretty cool. So the problem with this asparagus is this, if you want to call it a problem. How many buy asparagus in the store, 8 inches long, and you got to cut off the bottom part because it's sort of too hard to chew? Okay, that's because there's a lot of potassium. And that's because they want to sell them and they want the clump to not break, okay? And the same thing when you buy a clump of kale or collards in the store. They wrap a piece of thing around the stem and they don't want it to break, okay? They don't want the stem snapping on it and the thing falling apart on you. So they put on plenty of potassium because that makes strong stems. We're going to see a little more comparing those tomato stems with some other tomato stems. So this soil here is naturally potassium deficient. When I first came here, I just planted and then I looked using that Garden Doctor book to see what's missing. Boron deficiencies everywhere, potassium deficiencies everywhere. So that's what I'm always working at, is putting on potassium. But when you have your asparagus come up and you don't have enough potassium in the soil, you can eat 18 inches of it and it's nice and soft, okay? Because you don't have that tough, strong stem, okay? So that's a plus. But the problem with it, it has to grow above the weeds. And this stuff will get tall, you know, you can see, you know, some of this stuff. But I'm 6 feet tall, and so this is, you know, say 8 feet or so. So it can get above the weeds, okay? But with that soft stem, and so the weeds overcome it, and I keep, they're not too strong because the patch is supposed to get stronger and stronger because the weeds are always overcoming it, so it can't stand up straight. So I figured, well, I'm going to throw some wire in here, hold them up straight so that they can be above the weeds, they can continue to grow, and I can still have my 18 inches of asparagus.